edition of Marex Maritime News.
This year's Indian festival of Makar Sankranti on the 14th of January will mark a splendid day for the Indian seafarers of the MV Jag Anand when their ship is due to finally dock in the port of Chiba, Japan. The long-stranded seafarers who are being proclaimed heroes of the COVID pandemic await a marvelous welcome home from their families and supporters. China has refused to allow any Indian ship staff to disembark at their ports, thus creating a human crisis that has been roundly condemned.
We are very happy that our seafarers of Jag Anand stuck at the Chinese anchorage point are finally coming back. We all are aware that the seafarers of Jag Anand and Anastasia were stuck at the Chinese anchorage for more than 6 months because of the trade dispute between Australia and China. Our seafarers are professionals discharging their professional duties, but they were caught in the political row between Australia and China, but now they are coming back. This matter was addressed at the highest level by the National Union of Seafarers of India, NUSI, the MUI, the shipping company Great Eastern, MSC. It was taken with the support of the Maritime Administration to the Ministry of Shipping, the Ministry of External Affairs, and I had also personally taken it up with Mr. P.K. Sinha, Principal Advisor to the Honorable Prime Minister. And finally, our seafarers are coming back. On the advice of NUSI, thousands of seafarers had petitioned the International Maritime Organization to do something effective. Don't just pass fire sermons, do something effective. And the International Transport Workers Federation, the ITF, and its worldwide affiliates rallied around in full support of the seafarers of Jag Anand and Anastasia. Let me also record my appreciation for those individual seafarers and the Maritime Administration and the Maritime associations, many different associations who individually and collectively fought for justice for Jag Anand and Anastasia. We have got the good news of Jag Anand, and this was conveyed to us yesterday when we met Honorable Shipping Minister Mr. Mansukh Mandavia. He did tell us yesterday itself that await some good news, it is coming. And today he phoned us and he informed us that the seafarers of Jag Anand will be have been cleared to set sail for Chiba, Japan, and they will arrive in Japan on the 14th, and after clearing the quarantine procedures, they will be flying back to India. So we really appreciate the support, guidance of Shri Mansukh Mandavia in all this, in the return of our seafarers, and we expect some more good news for the seafarers of Anastasia, who are also in similar situation, and we hope and sanguine that our seafarers of Anastasia will also come back home soon, like those who will be coming on Jag Anand. So this is very good news for the new year, and we hope for the best for the seafarers and also their family members.
Now the headlines of Monday, the 11th of January 2021. IMO condemns no crew change clauses in charter parties. SCI employees allowed to bid if they meet eligibility criteria of Rs 2,000 crore. Container rates unlikely at their peak yet. Global container fleet growth drops to slowest pace in 4 years. K9 aims to finish building first gas-powered ship in 2021. The IMO chief, Kai-Tak Lim, has said its Seafarer Crisis Action Team has become aware that some charterers now demand the insertion of a no crew change clause that states no crew changes can occur while the charterer's cargo is on board, hence not allowing the ship to deviate to ports where crew change could take place. In a statement supported by the International Labour Organization, Mr. Lim called upon all charterers to refrain from requesting to include no crew change clauses in charter parties and further called upon ship owners and operators to reject them if they are demanded.
The charter party has demanded no crew change clause to be included. This clause states that no crew change can be carried out while the charter's cargo is on board. If for any reason crew change is a problem at a particular port, the ship cannot be diverted to the another port to carry out the procedure if a charter cargo is on board ship. IMO General Secretary has clearly spoken out against this unfair clause and called upon all charter to refrain from including this clause in charter parties. He further clarified to the ship owners and operator to reject them if they are demanded. This clause will not only increase the mental and physical fatigue among the seafarers, especially during the current pandemic times. Moreover, this will not be in the line of MLC 2006, keeping in mind navigation and all other duties on board ship. Clauses that allow crew changes during the pandemic are laid on and are to be implemented. Thousands of seafarers continue to wait to turn home and others need to join to earn their livelihood. This clause is totally detrimental to the entire shipping industry. The Maritime Union of India is totally against the introduction of this clause and will continue to protest against this. MEA will like to appeal to all ship owners and managers to discourage inclusion of this clause, which is guaranteed to affect their business without any doubt.
No crew change clause being put in the charter parties, IMO ने तो इसको क्रिटिसाइज किया है. मुझे लगता है कि स्लेवरी एट सी का ये सबसे बड़ा नमूना खड़ा कर रहे हैं कुछ चार्टर पार्टीज. On one hand, you say seafarers are essential workers, and due to commercial considerations, some charterers want to say कि बॉस तुम क्रू चेंज नहीं कर सकते. मतलब ओनर अपना ऑफ हायर करे और क्रू चेंज करे, या ओनर ऑफ हायर करे वो भी आपको पूछकर करे. Now, this is what some charterers are trying to do, and I think the name of these charters should be in public domain. सिर्फ क्रिटिसाइज करने से कुछ नहीं होगा. And I think IMO as well as PIMCO, all global organizations have a job in hand. कोविड का समय है, सीफेरर्स इतनी मेहनत कर रहे हैं, तुम उनको 12-12, 18-18 महीने रखोगे. Why not bring the change to MLC? आप MLC 2006 को चेंज कर दो, चार्टर पार्टीज को चेंज कर दो, and if somebody is not accepting it, make his name public. I strongly condemn those charterers who think it's a game to not to allow crew change and continue with slavery on board. Jai Hind, Jai Navik.
Some 400 serving and 200 former employees, with the support of 3 Indian investors, are considering a bid for Shipping Corporation of India Limited, which has been lined up for privatization by the government. On December 22nd, the Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, DIPAM, invited expressions of interest to privatize Shipping Corporation by selling the government's 63.75% stake to a strategic buyer. The management employees of SCI have been allowed to participate in the bid if they meet the eligibility criteria, including a net worth of at least rupees 2,000 crore as applicable to other bidders.
The SCI's disinvestment of 63.75% stake being held by the Government of India is under process, and in the bidding process the employees have been given a special status who are eligible to put a bid as long as at least 15% of the current employees are involved and they have a minimum net worth of 200 crores. I am pleased to inform that the employees have also requested some of us, the former employees, to be involved in the process. Many of us have worked our entire lifetime in SCI, so it will be definitely a privilege and pleasure for all of us to be involved in SCI in one way or the other. The eligibility criteria of 15% is very much met because about 400 current employees are interested, and they have also agreed to give their net worth. The minimum net worth criteria of 200 crores is also very much met, and we have been fortunate to get a few financiers from Oman, from USA, from Singapore who are interested to back this bid. So I'm very hopeful that we will be able to formulate a bid, and God willing, we will once again get involved in running SCI, which has been our life.
As we all are aware that the preliminary information memorandum has been issued on 22nd December by Department of Investment and Public Asset Management for sale of government's 63.75% stake in the Shipping Corporation of India. It is understood from the PIM that employees are eligible to bid and will get some preference in the process if they qualify. Surely, employees cannot bid on their own and would need an investor. From the sidelines, we ex-employees will wholeheartedly assist and support any such initiative by the present employees. The process of bidding is in two stages. Firstly, the interested party has to meet the eligibility criteria set out in the expression of interest. Thereafter, in the second round, the financial bids have to be submitted. As I see, there shall be no difficulty in meeting the qualification criteria. However, the real challenge will be when bids have to be submitted by the qualified bidders. As on date, many clarifications are awaited from the government. Only then the correct evaluation can be estimated. Well, after having dedicated the best of 40 years of my life in service of SCI, it is natural to have mixed feelings towards the disinvestment of SCI. The employees, past and present, are emotionally attached to the organization. It has given us bread and butter. Hence, we wish for the legacy of SCI to continue and its flag to always keep flying high. Since inception, SCI has been managed by highly qualified, skilled professionals and must continue the same. Keeping our fingers crossed, we pray for SCI's well-being and long life.
AP Moller Maersk AS, the world's largest container carrier, is working at full capacity and can't yet see a peak in freight rates that have already been propelled to record highs by pandemic consumer spending. All the ships that can sail are out at sea, and all the containers that can hold cargo are in use. Vincent Clerk, the head of the Ocean Transport Division at Copenhagen-based Maersk, said, "While rates probably will peak at some point during the first half of the year, Maersk only has about 4 to 6 weeks of visibility." Clerk said, "It hinges on when the economies reopen and when consumer patterns return to their previous states."
Whilst it is true that the shipping lines are operating at their full capacity, there are two other phenomena that we must consider. First one being the capacity reduction, which was done at the beginning of COVID pandemic. That needs to be restored urgently. And second one being the disruption of the supply chain due to various reasons, including the COVID pandemic. This has led to inventory shortages in export-driven economies of India, China, and the Southeast. The current situation is favorable to the carriers as it is helping them to build a better balance sheet. However, its real impact on the global trade is yet to be seen. The immediate impact has been increase in freight rates. Whilst the shippers have been very reluctantly agreed to the higher rates, what they are coming to terms is the shortage of space and equipments. The situation can improve only when there is decrease in demand for space. This is unlikely to happen. The other possibility is of the carriers adding to capacity by increasing the size of the ships, adding new services and repositioning inventory in the shortfall areas. Globally, the shippers are now eagerly waiting as to how the situation will evolve and are looking at the carriers to take the necessary steps.
Welcome to South Shields Marine School, home of world-class training. Home of industry-leading equipment. Home of outstanding marine offshore facilities. Home of expert instruction. Home from home. Home of your company's future. This is South Shields Marine School, defined by tradition, embedded in the future.
Growth in the global container fleet has dropped to the slowest pace in 4 years, according to shipping intelligence service Alpha Liner. The global fleet saw growth of 2.9% in 2020, rising to 23.9 million TEU. That compares with growth of 4% in 2019. Last year was the first time growth fell below 3% since 2016, when the yearly rise was just 1.8%. Shipping company Kawasaki Kisen Kaisha Limited K-Line is scheduled to complete the construction of its first gas-powered ship this year. Yukikazu Miyochin, CEO of K-Line, noted the imminent delivery of its gas fuel car carrier in a New Year message posted on the company's website. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you for watching. See you next Monday.